Okay, enjoy.
Thanks, John. Right then, Joe. Yeah, so you're from Cannock, I was talking to your father.
Yeah.
So it's a nice neck of the world over there. I was explaining to your dad actually that 20 years ago I was learning to fly. I've had a pilot's license for a few years now,
Yeah.
and I got lost over Cannock, so I always remember it very, very well. But okay then, John. Well, I'm very pleased you're in this car. I'm slightly biased, but this is my favourite car here. I'll explain why. It's the flagship Ferrari at Presswold Hall. It's a 575 Maranello, okay?
Yeah.
Which, to explain the difference between the red car at the side of us, which is a 360, that's a 3.6 litre V8,
Yeah.
and this is a 5.7 litre V12, about 550 brake horsepower. So this is my favourite car by a mile. Okay, it's a lovely car to drive.
Yeah.
The track conditions here today are quite appalling, unfortunately. It's very wet, very slippy. So it means we can still push this car on, but it means your driving has to be even better, okay, than the norm.
Yeah.
But you've obviously done all right in the Minis, okay. And unlike the Minis, which are dual control, these aren't dual control at all. If you can look, I've got no brake, no clutch, no kill switch, no nothing.
No.
So I'm simply a passenger that will be doing a lot of talking. All right. But what we'll be doing is, Joe, is when we go around here, you'll have seen the brake boards, okay? What I'll do is I'll be look at the brake board as a point where, as a reference point, but don't brake at that board. I'll tell you where we'll be braking, okay?
Yeah.
And the braking will depend upon the position in which we brake will depend upon the speed, the corners and things, but it will be in that area of that brake board, but I'll just vary that depending upon speeds and corners.
Yeah.
The turn boards, however, are constant. They never change because the turn board, you want to get as close as you can to that and then turn into the apex, the blue cone in the middle of the opposite corner, because that's the correct line, racing line around the circuit. So that will never change. Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to, so whether I say turn in or not, you'll know in your mind that that's where we can turn in.
Yeah.
Get as close as you can to the apex cones, the blue cones, obviously without hitting it. Saying that though, I hit a couple yesterday, so so get as close as we can to that. And then what you're looking for is you're looking for the exit cone on the opposite side of the circuit, which will be the orange cones.
Yeah.
And you want to try and join basically those dots up. So the turn board, apex, blue apex, orange cone, you're simply trying to do dot to dot.
Yeah.
And that will give you the perfect line throughout every corner here at Presswell.
Yeah.
A couple of driving techniques that'll be useful to us, and even more so in the wet. Okay, it's a correct technique anyway, but vital when you're driving in the wet. And that is that we can brake pretty hard in a straight line in the wet. We've got a lot of grip. The car will be very, very stable and very balanced. So what we do is, when I say brake, I want to be very positive and very firm on the brake, okay? But that doesn't mean to say it's a matter of hammering it, okay? Because that can cause a car to skid. So we basically, you want to be very progressive, very hard but firm on the brakes, which will scrub the speed off. You'll be a lot faster in this car than you were in the Minis.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you get to the turn board, I want you to come off the brake. So you come off the brake, then turn in at the turn board. I don't want you still carrying brake whilst we're turning in. The reason being is it loads the front of the car up, okay? The front gets loaded because all the weight's transferred there. The back of the car gets very light. And with the engine being in the back as well, it can spin out because it acts like a pendulum. All the weight's in the back with no grip, so it just spins it round.
Yeah.
So the way we avoid that is we brake hard in a straight line, we come off the brakes, we then turn in. And then what you want to do is, to the apex, have what we call a balanced throttle. Now, balanced throttle is basically where we're neither accelerating or decelerating, we're simply maintaining the same speed.
Yeah.
The reason why we don't want to accelerate from the turn board to the blue apex cone is because the exact opposite effect will happen as if you brake to it. And that is that you accelerate, all of the weight gets transferred to the back of the car because we're accelerating, so the weight gets transferred to the back. And because we're already leaning over to the left in turn one, because it's a right-hander, the weight's transferred to the left and then the left rear because we're accelerating. In effect, we've got all the balance of the car on one wheel. Okay, and we'll pivot. The noble power's going through that one wheel in this Ferrari, so the car in effect pivot and want to spin around and create massive oversteer, and we'll see the world in 360 degrees in less than a minute. All right, so again, the correct technique is brake in a straight line, off the brake, turn in, maintain the balanced throttle, which is keeping exact same speed as we were doing, and when we're at the apex cone, we can start to accelerate to the exit cone. Okay,
Yeah.
but again, in wet conditions, it means you must obviously, and 550 brake behind us, it means you've got to feed the throttle on very smoothly. You can't use it like a switch, because again, it will just spin the car out. Okay.
Yep.
Any questions on that?
No.
I know it's a lot to take in,
Yeah.
but the point is, I'm going to be talking to you all the way around the circuit and repeating this process.
Yeah.
We use your first lap for you to just get accustomed to the car, what's going on, and readjust to the speeds and so forth. And then from that, we can start to try and move the car on.
Yep.
All right. I've got two objectives for today. One is for you to have a good time in my favourite car, and secondly, that you're safe. And if we try and apply these techniques, you'll achieve both, I promise.
Yep.
Okay. Right then. So, in order to just practice the gears on this, it is a lot easier to drive than the Minis. So what we need to do is keep you as a paddle shift car, so there's no clutch. So you keep your left foot completely out of the way,
Yep.
keep it on that step there, put your right foot on the brake now, okay? And what I want you to do is just practice moving your foot from the brake to the throttle. And the reason for that is this, is that in the Ferrari, the throttle and the brake in all competition cars are very close together. And I want you to bring your foot all the way over to the middle of the brake when we're braking.
Yeah.
The reason being is, Joe, is it's possible, if you're like me with a size 12 shoe, that if I've got my foot on the right-hand side of the brake, I'll also press the throttle at the same time. And the car's more likely to go quicker than slower in something as fast as this. So really exaggerate your movement from right to left. And to practice changing gear, put your foot on the brake. And what we're going to do is now just put your foot harder on the brake and just try using the up gear, which is the right paddle. And you can see that's now put us into first. Try again. You're now in second, Joe. Come down a gear. Okay, you're now in first. Pull them both together and you're now in neutral. And the only time you'll pull both paddles together, okay, is when you're actually, the only time you put both paddles together is when we next come back in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only time we'll need to be back in neutral, and I'll say stop, put the car into neutral.
Yeah.
So, get the window wipers working on this car. I think it's that one. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. We might need that. Okay, we'll leave those on like that for the time being.
Yeah.
What we'll do is put on the brake. Okay, we're going to go up a gear. That's it. Foot off the brake. Okay, and then just apply a little bit of power. Just a little bit, move us forward. Perfect. What I want you to do is go down the rough part of the circuit here, Joe, just this bit here. That's right, this line. So I just want to make sure it's nice and safe. We'll just go here, look, just go on this rough part here. I just want to see that it's safe for us to enter the circuit. So carry on just down here. I'll see that we're clear to enter the circuit. Yes, we are. So you can come over to the right. Okay, you're on the right line now. You go up a gear. And now you can start to accelerate. Okay, try and stay right of the white line, so a little bit more further over to there. A little bit further to the right, Joe. Just a little bit more over to the right. You want to be about there, look.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got no chance of clipping any of the brake boards. I'm famous for hitting those. Okay, so on the brakes now. That's good. Okay. Off the brake turn in. There's your blue apex cone. That's lovely, and now you can see your exit cone.
Yeah.
It's a nice line from there, so you obviously learned well with a Mini.
Yeah.
Who taught you in the Minis?
I don't know.
I'm going to say you've got that perfect. Alright. So, on the brakes, remembering we want to stay left here, because we want to go all the way to the turn board. You go down one gear, all the way to the turn board. Then what I want you to do is turn into the middle of the track and stay in the middle. Keep a constant radius like you're doing there. That's perfect. Keep the balance speed like we're doing now, and you see it will naturally bring you to the apex. Okay, so it's about keeping a constant line. That's absolutely magic. Start to accelerate up here now. Okay, that's it. Stay in this gear now. Force the right gear. That's lovely. Okay, on the brakes. Off the brakes, turn in. Okay, now you can start to apply a little bit of power to the right hand side of the circuit. Use all the track. You're in the right gear here, Fitz, so stay in this gear. Okay, so on the brakes here, Joe. Harder on the brakes, harder on the brakes, harder on the brakes. I'll just help you through this corner here, because you're quite quick through there. That's lovely. Off the brakes, here we go. And then maintain a bit of speed here. We've got a little bit carefully on the brakes again here, Joe. And you want to be in the middle of the track. Off the brakes, and maintain this speed, okay? The track's very slippy here today, Joe, and unfortunately the rear-wheel drive cars are the most prone to want to spin. Yeah. Alright, so your speeds are fine. We can actually put on a little bit quicker as we'll go on, but what I want you to do is be a lot more positive on the brakes. I want you to scrub that speed off. Okay. A little bit further over to the right, Joe. A little bit further to the right. A little bit further over to the right, that's it. On the brakes now. Hard on the brakes, down the gear. That's lovely. Okay, hard on the brakes, off the brakes, turn in. Okay, no power just yet. Now on the power. You had to stay off of power there because obviously we're going into the corner quite wide and it would have actually pushed the car on. A bit further over to the right, Joe. I'd like to be about here, look off the white line. Yep, that's right. On the brakes now. That's much better on the brakes. Down a gear. Much better. Okay, stay on the brakes. All the way to the turn board. Off the brakes now, turn. Middle of the track. Now keep that constant radius and low. I'm going to bring you around. Keep turning. That's lovely. Now you can accelerate up. That's a nice line through there. You're making this straighter. Use all the track. Come all the way over to the left. And then back over to the right hand side. And we can accelerate up to the brake board. On the brakes. Stay on the brakes. Turn in. Off the brakes. Come over to the right hand side. Use all the circuit. On the brakes, now firm on the brakes, much better, like that, much better, stay on the brakes, off the brakes now, turn, much better, okay, we can put the speeds on the straights, but we've got to slow the car down for the corners. On the brakes, off the track, middle of the circuit, sorry, off the brakes, middle of the circuit, I'm going to say off the track, not just yet, okay, that's good. Okay, come over to the right, we'll overtake the Ferrari. Go, 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 we're going to overtake him. Just tell you there, I'm not quite sure where he was going there. Okay. Okay, hard on the brakes now. Harder on the brakes. Good. You've mastered that. Your line's right down there as well. Okay, stay on the brake. Turn in. Okay. Take it nice and steady through here, then come over to the right hand side and overtake the Mini. Go, go, go. Better just stay behind the Mini, just for the time being. Stay on the brakes. Putting on the brakes early because obviously we're travelling quicker than the Mini. Off the brakes, down 2 gears. That's lovely. We're in the right gear now. Stay on the brake, keep your foot resting over the brake, off the brake. And now come to the right hand side of the track. Keep up. When we're actually decelerating, okay, and you feel as though you're going slow enough, keep your foot resting over the brake until you actually want to accelerate, okay? And I'll explain for that, just in case one of these cars was to actually stop, or any kind of future when you're driving, your foot's instantly on the brake, okay, on the brake, off the brake, so you're quicker if your foot's already hovering over the brake, okay? It's nice through there. On the brakes, down a gear, down another gear, off the brakes, turn in. You come down another gear as well, Joe, actually. Okay, it's lovely. Middle of the track. There we go. Wave to your mum and dad, who's I think been very supportive standing out in the rain, I must admit. I think they'd sooner be in this car with us.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll hold far behind the Mini, and then what we'll do, just right a little bit, Joe, what we'll do is we'll, on the brakes, because we're going quicker than the Mini, and then we'll probably try and catch him around the corner. Off the brakes now, all the way to the turn board, turn in, balance the throttle so we maintain this speed. Okay, we don't accelerate just yet. And now on the power, okay. That was nicely done, enjoy that.
Yeah.
Your line through there is perfect, Joe, absolute magic. What we'll do, we'll overtake this car on the next straight, okay? So, on the brakes, off the brakes, but hover your foot over it, because we're more likely, you see, now to want to brake than we are accelerate.
Yeah.
So obviously you better have your foot hovered, middle of the track, that's nice. Balance the throttle now. So balance the throttle, keep the speed going. Balance the throttle, keep it going. A little bit more. Start to accelerate up the hill now. Start to put the power on. Go, go, go. Okay, the Mini's not going to give way, bless him. Keep the power going. Get a bit close. Get a bit closer and turn in. Okay, we'll just stay. We can only overtake on the right, so okay, on the brakes, down a gear. Fancy an extra lap on the joint anyway. So fancy it? Yeah. Go on. Go, go, go. We've got the Mini coming in. That's brilliant. He'll do held you well. Okay, so stay right now. Hug the right hand side. Keep the speed going. Here we go. Okay, not too much power just yet. Wait till we pass the apex. Now on it. Remember, if we accelerate before the apex, it wants to push the car wide. Yeah. Okay, on the brakes now. Stay firm on the brakes, stay right. Fantastic, brilliant. You got about 90 miles an hour down there in the wet, which is quite good. And turn right here, no power just yet, no power, just help you through there. On the power now, that's lovely. Just quick through there. That's quick through there in the dry, yellow in the wet.
Thank you.
Okay, on the brakes. Hard on the brakes, down 2 gears. Down to another gear. Stay on the brakes. On the brakes at turn board. Off the brakes, middle of the track. Okay, keep this speed, no quicker. That's okay, that's just the hoot is very close to the hands. Okay, power up here, go, go, go. Let's catch this Mini. Over to the right, we'll overtake him. Oh, stay behind him, we'll stay behind him. He's not quite sure where he's going. Overtake. He was over to the left, then to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, on the brakes, turn in. Okay, off the brakes. Back on the power. Okay, on the brakes. You're coming on the brakes just a little early for 2 reasons. One is you're going a lot quicker than normal. Secondly, the conditions obviously the track are slippy. So that's lovely. So we'll come down here, and that was really well done. That was lovely, nice and smooth.
Thank you.
Okay, you know, I allowed you to get up those sort of speeds in the wet because you're very much in control of the car. You're particularly good on the brakes as well. And as you're the only one with brakes, that was pretty important to me in these conditions. So move on. So yes, I was really well pleased with that. Your line as well for turn 1 was absolutely perfect. It was unquestionably brilliant. That was. I like that. So you're getting a job here at this rate. And then just pulling behind the Aston Martin here, look. So just pull it there, look. So keep your foot hovering over the brake. Stop the car now, and then remember how we put the car into neutral. And Joe, I love that. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
And I say, in those weather conditions yesterday, that was as quick as anybody I had in the dry through turn 1. So that was really very good indeed. I enjoyed it. Well done. Right.